Okay, so we're pretty much there now. This video is really to get that A grade for this particular homework. So this is extension. You don't necessarily have to do this, but it's a good one for those of you who are kind of interested in kind of developing your knowledge, particularly of macros, a little bit further. Because we have a problem now, because we've made changes to the size and the cells that are in this spreadsheet. It means that our macros, reset macro and add summary macro, if we use them, well, let's try the reset one. You can see the data it's now clearing out is this particular column here. It's cleared out my start time of each employee's working week, because it still thinks the cells that it should be highlighting are D3 to D7. So just a powerful feature then is being able to actually edit the code within the macro. So just to show you how that works, because really what we were wanting to reset was the hours worked, but obviously now they're calculated. The area that we want to reset is actually the time input, and so to do that we need to go and have a look at that macro. So we head off to the developer tab and open up the macros, and then we want to have a look at the reset macro, and we want to edit that macro. And if we go and have a look at what it was doing, highlighting D3 to D6, can you see the macro code that's generated? This is the recordings of everything that you're clicking on whilst you're recording that macro. So we need to edit this macro, because we don't want it to be highlighting D3 to D6. We want it to be highlighting D4 to M7. Okay, so if we change this code here, D4 to M7, and save it, press yes. Oh, sorry, press no, and there we go. And you do want to make sure you save this as a macro enabled workbook, by the way, guys. So let's save that. Just put it on my desktop. Okay. I've lost my trail of thought now. So let's see if the reset macro now works. If I press the reset macro, there we go. It's now clearing the right set of data. Okay. Now you've got one more macro to fix, which is the add to summary sheet, because the same thing will have happened with the total pay and the hours worked, which will now have moved their position. So see if you can figure out how to edit the macro code for that macro so that your summary sheet still keeps a record. Okay. And that's the end of the tutorials. Okay, well done if you managed to complete each step.